This is the Christmas holidays when all of Christendom, all Christians, celebrate the birth of Jesus Christ. And we're united in that. We are all acknowledging that beautiful love that came through him to us, to humanity, Father, Mother, God. And it's a beautiful thing. The angels are with us all as we celebrate. And it pretty much is global. I know we're not maybe the dominant religion any longer of the world, but we have global presence as Christians. That being said, we are united in the brotherhood of that love. We're going to start with a scripture that is standard Christian theology. Ready? It's John 3:16. Anybody familiar with that? Yes. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whoever believed in him should not perish but have everlasting life. And that scripture has been used for many, many reasons in many, many ways. And when we look at it, it did not translate too far away from the original Aramaic. I'll tell you what the original Aramaic says. It says, "For in this manner God so loved the world that he gave his beloved Son, to anyone who believes in him, that they may not perish but have eternal life." So the translation of that we have is not too far from that, but it's not his only begotten Son, it's his beloved Son. And when we look at it energetically, metaphysically, this is really what we hear it saying. God so loved the world that he gave his awakened Son, his beloved, the one who knew him, his awakened Son. So whoever believes is to be and live. It's not just like I believe in anything. It is to be and live. It is to connect with. It is to become a part of. You believe in many things that you're not a part of, don't you? But to be and live. So whoever bees the energy, lives the energy, connects with the Christ, becomes one with him. Whoever believes in him shall not perish but have everlasting life. Whoever is awake to that consciousness will know his place in eternity. Whoever believes and lives as the Christ will come to know his place in eternity. His place, my personal place, not Jesus' place, my place. If I be and live as Jesus taught, I will come to know my place in eternity. For you are eternal, period. You are eternal. What does this do to us when we really look at it this way? If God loved the world, he sent his awakened Son so that if we acted, connected, and became his path, we would know our place in eternity. How powerful is that? And this is our metaphysics. This is what we believe. This is the gift that he brought us. And then Spirit said this, "Until you understand your place in eternity, it is hard for you to rise above your worldly circumstances." Do you realize that? Until you understand that you are eternal, that you have many lifetimes, you come and go. It's not one and done. It's not I need to please my neighbor. Until you realize that you are eternal, you have an eternal presence. We really are limited by our worldly conditions, are we not? So my circumstances, my identity get caught up in how I was born, who I came through. And we ask ourselves, is this all I am? The world is defining me. Is that all I can be? I can be no greater than my family history. We are metaphysical. We've been through this a long time. We have been through this a long time. Do you know when I counsel people, and I counsel mostly people not in our church family, my counseling clients, probably 85% are not you all. And they are not even in Georgia. I do a lot of phone work. And so I've counseled people over the last 30 years in various states of being, and I have counseled people who've actually been thinking about exiting, taking their lives. And it's like, okay, why do you want to do that? Because I have no hope here. And I will say to them, do you know what you're going to find when you cross over? You'll be there. And you'll realize that there's an eternity. And you realize that you had opportunities that you couldn't see because your eye was on the physical. Your eye was on your history. Your eye was on your conditions. Your eye wasn't on God. It wasn't on life. It wasn't on love. It was on the conditions of your world. And they listened to me. Some of them I never talk to again. Because I have to honor their choice. I have to honor their choice. But I think they hear. And let's just look at that little pocket right there. If I knew I'm eternal and everything I do I'm going to face, does that not make me want to relax my conditions on myself today? You know, does that not make me want to love me today, have more fun today, not think I'm limited by what the world says of me? The world's view of you is probably like the world's view of me. Shouldn't be here, shouldn't be talking, not trained properly, didn't go through the theology school that we approve of. Do you hear what I'm saying? When I was younger, which I'm sage, you know I'm sage, when I was younger, you're female. You can't have power. You can't boss people around, although I was. And I did. And I still do today, I'm told. I can't give you that raise, but I can give you that job. You can do that job, but I'm going to have to pay that guy over there that's not doing the job. It was a male-dominant society at the time. We're hoping it has changed. But you see how the world defined me? What's funny, when I started telling people I'm going to become a metaphysical Christian minister, you know what they said? Ooh. There was zero opinion because they knew nothing about it. And I got to fly. What if there was zero opinion of who you are today from the world, and you got to see yourself as eternity? What would you do? Would you fly? It takes a lot of bravado. It takes a lot of overinflated sense of self to push through the world's opinion of you without spirit. And do we not all have some bravado going on? Well, I can buck up and show the world. But without spirit, that is an inflated sense of self that it cannot be maintained. With spirit, we can have the humble, radiant heart. We can receive our place in divinity because we receive the love from divinity. Do you feel the difference? So, I wanted to share a little bit about, I'm working on John today. So again, this is John, the book of John, the disciple. And this is the Aramaic translation. It's not translated boom to boom to boom. This is from the Peshitta text. Dr. Lamza had access to them. They were being held at the Vatican, and he was able to translate, not freely, but here. So, one thing I wanted to share with you. The world was always in existence. This is the first chapter, verse 1. And he, Jesus, the Word, was always with God, and God was always that very Word, the Christ. From the beginning, this one was from God. Through him, the Christ, everything came to exist, and without him, not even a single thing came into existence. If we realize that in the beginning of our earth, the creation of this earth, the creation of mankind, the creation of who we are, there was the presence of a Christed consciousness. Jesus embodied that, but the presence of the Christed consciousness created it. And without that Christed consciousness, we would not be created. Are you with me on that point? If we look at it that way, and then we look at the birth of Jesus, the creator energy came back to us. Can you see that? The creator energy came back to us through this baby birth. That which created, that which lived within each of the created, but was sleeping. The creator energy, God sent this creator energy back into the heart of this baby so that all of us could awaken and remember. How beautiful is that? Perfection created us, perfection wakes us up. Do you see the circle? Okay. Can I see Way of the Sun? You can tell by the conditions of my books, they don't sit on a shelf. In The Way of the Sun, this is by White Eagle. I was shocked to read, it said, without the presence of Jesus the Christ, without the Christ light, life here wouldn't exist. That was pretty powerful. But when we look at all of us, if there was no Christ spark within us, we would not exist. There would be no humanity. And we can accept that, right? But without the vibration of the Christ, none of this would exist. How powerful is that? How powerful are we? In Jesus, Teacher, Healer, you are told how Jesus, the initiate, was born as a little baby. His mission was to prepare a vehicle for the incoming of the glorious Christ Spirit, which came as a shaft of light from the heavens and manifested through Jesus' body. We would emphasize the wonder that is so great, a spiritual glory as this can manifest through God's creation, a glory that is not limited to any one channel, but can eventually shine through the whole human race. That is, when it has prepared itself for the incoming Christ. So when we open ourselves to be that eternal spirit that we are, then the light that was in Jesus is manifest profoundly within us. Life and Teachings. Men will find that the Christ but opens the door to their own souls, and the spirit that dwells therein is the all-potent alchemy, as limitless as the universe of God is limitless. That within we are limitless. And the Christ opens the door to who we are in eternity. The alchemy will dissolve and transmute all manner of sickness, erase mortal sense of guilt. It will illuminate the soul with the perfect light of wisdom, emancipate the form, and dissolve the darkened conditions of life into perfect life. And they will see they are not only children of nature, but children of God as well, and they will bring forth absolute perfection of the individual and thus perfect the race. Okay? How powerful and amazing is the gift that we have. When you think about the infinite energy of the powerful nature of the Christ within each one of us has, and all of you have seen matter move, haven't you? You've seen matter moves in ways it shouldn't. You've seen miracles happen that shouldn't have happened, but they did. You've had an angelic connection. You've seen someone from the other side talk to you. You have all seen it, yes? Are you allowed to speak of it freely? Does the world support you? Does the world go, When I had my moment, I was told by everybody, do not speak of that. Do not talk about leaving your body. Do not speak that of anything spiritual. The world cannot handle it. And I tell everybody they'll listen, of course. But as I've read these things, can you see the power? Now, could Jesus not have been born fully formed on the earth and said, look, you guys have this power within you? Could he not have appeared? Could he not have healed the sick and raised the dead? Could he not have done everything that he did as a man and just appeared and done it? But he didn't. He didn't because power is not the way. Love is the way. We do not find God by powering out. We find God by finding love within. And in here I wanted to read 89. This is the way of the Son. At this time of year, a heavenly outpouring of love, wisdom comes from the Father, Mother, Son, outpouring to all men, and they will respond according to their sensitivity or degree of spiritual evolution. Each an aspect of the God has a particular influence on humanity. So this is the time when the children vibration becomes the strongest. This is when you are able to receive energy as a child that you would not receive as a child any other time. Do you realize that? During Christmas, you humble your heart a little bit and you say, okay, I'm ready for a Christmas miracle. Okay, God, I want to feel you. Do you not say, I want to feel you? And when we do that, we're humbling our hearts. We're putting the bravado aside. We're putting our human references aside, and we're just trying to become that beautiful, tender spirit, that beautiful, tender spirit of God. The Christ light manifests through human life in the simple ways of a child. The simple child that shines in faith and hope, joy, peace, receptivity. The child that believes. Does your child not follow you almost unquestioning when you teach it? Does it not trust you as a parent when you teach it? That is the receptivity that we have to move into to receive this energy of the Christ. Demonstration was not of power, it was of love, kindness, and peace. As a child, as Jesus was born, he demonstrated love, kindness, and peace. He would ask questions, but he never revolted. He would say, that doesn't make sense to me, but he would never fight them. He would say, that's not my path. But he never condemned them for theirs. It was a beautiful path of love and acceptance and peace. Here's the scripture in John, again, John 1, that says, he's talking about Jesus, the Christ. Of his fullness, we have all received grace for grace. Okay, that's what it says. This is the Lamsa Bible. Of his fullness, we have received grace to grace. And this is what it says in the Aramaic. You ready? From the original Aramaic translation. And from his abundance, we have all received loving kindness in a place of loving kindness. From his abundance, not grace because we've sinned. Christian theology takes that and says you've sinned, now you have to have grace so you can be forgiven. No. From his abundance, we have received loving kindness in a place of loving kindness. Peaceful loving kindness is not a way for mankind to act. It is a way for us to be one with God. Peaceful loving kindness is a way for us to be one with God. The night Jesus came, he brought the love of God in purity and peace in the middle of a world of conflict and uncertainty. Now, are we in conflict and uncertainty today? If we keep our eye on matter, if we keep our eye on the world around us, and we try to define who we are, who are we?
Conflict and uncertainty.
Yeah, we're conflict and uncertainty, and we don't know. I'm just a little person, I don't know. I don't know. You guys do what you need to do because you guys know more than me and you're in charge. I don't know. When my eye's on the world, I define myself by the world. Do you understand what I'm saying? And when we go into the idea of God, I can be peace, love, and kindness no matter where I am, no matter what demographic I live in, no matter my economic status, no matter what I've done. I can be peace, love, and kindness and walk in God. Do you understand what I'm saying? When I tell people in casual conversation that Patrick and I are seasoned, we're seasoned, we're sages. And people will say, well, how much do you have in savings? God. We have a bunch in savings. But no, you need to be afraid because every elderly couple, which we're not there yet, needs $1 million in savings. That's what the world says. Do you understand? No, we're strong in savings. We have love and kindness and peace. We're strong and we're eternal. We're eternal. This moment in time and your opinion of us doesn't matter. We'll find a way. God's always got us. Do you hear? And I know that in each one of our lives, we have that outer world looking at us saying, you're to this, you're to that, you're to this, you're to that. You don't meet our criteria. Okay. That's okay. I meet God's criteria. Because I'm in peace, I'm in love, I'm in kindness. And I'm eternal. I'm eternal. When you move into the eternal spirit and you feel that reckoning of your higher self and you realize how much you limited yourself by the world. And the only question is why? Why did I not see the beauty I was in that moment? Why was humility not okay? Why was being whatever economic class I might be, why was that wrong? Bills were paid, food was on the table, why is that wrong? Why? Do you hear what I'm saying to you guys? Jesus Christ brought the beautiful energy to remind us that you were not put on this planet to make money your goal, to make power your goal. You were put on this planet to learn to love, to operate in co-creation with God, in harmony with one another, and thrive in life. Because you are eternal. And the more you thrive here, the stronger it is next time, and the stronger it is the next time. The more you are you, the more brilliant you are in your creations, the wiser you are in your truth. You all know the definition of a master. It's not the one who knows everything. A master is the one through whom the answer can be found. I am master in many things because I know how to shut my eyes and ask. I may never be a master at cooking because I have no reference for that whatsoever. But we are all masters in our own way, where all we have to do is connect with our higher selves, the spirit of the God that loves us deeply, that is unlimited, and ask, what do I do now? Where do I turn here? What is true for me here? Okay. God is with us. God is in us. God is that beautiful love, wisdom, and truth. Jesus the Christ showed us an inflow of God, and the love and the magic for all who were ready to receive was certainly there. And this started at his birth. This did not start at his baptism. This did not start when he was crucified. It started at his birth. When that spirit came into matter, the stories, do you believe it's possible there was a huge star in the sky? I've seen one in the sky. I believe it's possible. Do you believe it's possible that the angels appeared to the shepherds? I believe it. I've seen angels. I believe it's possible. Do you believe every single element is possible? Yes, it's possible. What I know is it is a reality on an energy level, whether the facts got written down right or not. There was a permeation of an energy that hit the planet that turned us on our ear. It woke us up, whether we knew it or not. And everyone who had receptivity and was ready could hear it. Everyone who had receptivity could hear it. The shepherds were devoted. They were waiting. The angels were there. The wise men were waiting. They could hear it. All of the people that were around Mary and Joseph were waiting for that baby. They weren't alone. There were people helping them. Everybody was ready. Into humanity, a divine child was born, Christ in man, to remind us that we are the eternal children of God. We are eternal, the eternal children of God. It doesn't matter how many lifetimes it takes for us to get there, to understand. It doesn't matter anything. Choose what you want to choose. That's your right. You have free will. Do what you need to do. But the minute you can open your heart and connect with that beautiful love that he brought and realize that I need to know what I think about me. I need to know what is my next step about me. I need to hear my heart talk to me, and I will cooperate with my brothers and sisters. I will cooperate with the job I need to do. I will show up for my job, of course, and give my gift to the world. But I will not let the world define me. There is no way to deny the beautiful light of his life. There is no denying that he is still with us always. All we have to do is shut our eyes. We can feel him. There's no denying that his life journey gifted humanity with not only that influx to wake us up, but a bridge to take us home. His life, we can say it saved us if you want to, because we can follow the patterns. But it was the love that he brought to open us up that brings us into a realization of who we are. Take a breath. So Christmas is about you, isn't it? Christmas is about that beautiful light inside you. All right, let's go there. Let's anchor it in. Father, Mother God, we open our hearts. I ask that a beautiful calm of light come over each one, that they feel safe in your love and peace. And I would invite you all just to begin to allow your focus to go into your heart center. Imagine that you can move your focus into the center of your heart. Feel the angels with you. Feel the light of God's love surrounding you. And let yourself go deep into the heart. You're going to move into a space where you can see a little cave, and I want you to move into the cave. Deep in the heart. And somewhere in the cave is a baby. You can feel the light calling you. Just go and touch that child. Pick it up. the babe of your inner Christ. Feel the true potential in it, and feel the purity of the presence of God in that baby. And realize that babe lives in you always. Always. Surround the baby with love. And begin to feel love, peace, acceptance. And hold the baby, and in your heart, you just say, I am eternal. I am the eternal child of God. And in your vision, let the energy just begin to get bright and strong as the baby just dissolves into your heart there. And you become awake, strong and bright, and you gently move your awareness from your heart center back into your chair. And you are strong and bright. And in your column of light, feel the love of Jesus Christ standing by your side. Feel His support for you. You are the beloved brother and sister. Feel your love for Him. And Father, Mother God, we thank you for the stars that guide us, for the light that shines within us. And we thank you for the gift that Jesus Christ brought. We breathe it in. And we are your eternal, beloved children of God. Feel your chair, feel the energy around you, feel that your arc field is bright. And when you're ready, you can gently open your eyes. I behold the Christ in you, children of God. Merry Christmas.